Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 13, photosynthesis in higher plants. So all of you have read photosynthesis in class 10th also. Okay. So that is a process by which green plants they can prepare the food. That's why green plants they are called autotrophs. And in the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is liberated as a byproduct. So what are the raw materials? The raw materials are carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. If any one of the raw materials is absent, then the process it cannot be operated. Okay. So in the first part of the chapter many experiments are given and all these experiments we have done in class 10th. Okay. So the first experiment is you take a potted plant which is having variegated leaf. Okay. So what do you understand by variegated leaf? Variegated leaf is a leaf which is having the green and the yellow patch. For example, suppose this is a leaf. These are the yellow patch and this is a green part. You know that green part of the plant it is having chlorophyll pigments. For example, croton. Croton is a plant which is mainly grown in garden for its variegated leaf. So the leaves they look beautiful. So generally we grow crotons in our garden. Okay. Now before doing this experiment, we have to de-starch the plant. Because you know that when the plants they are exposed to sunlight, then the plants they prepare food in the form of the glucose, and glucose is stored in the form of the starch. Okay, so that means the potted plant, the leaves they are having some amount of the starch. You can keep the potted plant in the dark room for 2 to 3 days, so that all the starch which is present in the leaves, so that can be used by the plant. The process that is called de-starching. Okay. Now you just keep the potted plant in the sunlight. Okay. Now the portion which is yellow, that is not having chlorophyll pigments. So naturally when we are exposing the potted plant to sunlight, then only the green portion they will prepare the starch, they will prepare the glucose which can be converted into starch, and the yellow portion, so that will not prepare the starch. Okay. Now we can do the experiment for starch. When you are separating the chlorophyll pigment, first we have to boil the leaf in alcohol, then you clean with the water, then you put iodine solution on the variegated leaf. You can see that the portion which is green, which is having chlorophyll pigment, so that has prepared the food in the form of the starch, so that portion will be black. So that is the confirmatory test for iodine. And the portion which is yellow, which is not having chlorophyll pigment, so because there is no formation of the starch, so there is no change of color. It will remain the same yellow. So this is the experiment to know that the starch is prepared in the presence of chlorophyll. Okay. Now there is another experiment given which can prove that carbon dioxide is essential for the process of photosynthesis. You take one potted plant, and in the potted plant, for example, suppose this is the potted plant, you cover the plant with the help of the paper, and in the plant you keep some KOH crystal. KOH crystal has the ability to absorb carbon dioxide. Okay. Now after few days, when all the carbon dioxide which is there inside the benzene, so that is taken by the carbon dioxide. Okay. Because the air which is there it is having limited amount of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So when we are keeping the potted plant, covering the potted plant, then the carbon dioxide which is there, so that can be absorbed by KOH solution. And then when we are doing the starch test, then there will be no change of the color. So it proves that carbon dioxide, so that is also essential for the preparation of food. Then the another factor, so that is the water. The plants, they are taking water from the soil with the help of the root. So there is plenty of water in the soil, so that the root, so that is helping to absorb water. And the sunlight, sun is there, so the visible spectrum of the sunlight, so that is used in the process of photosynthesis. So if any of the raw material that is absent, chlorophyll pigment is also there. Mainly the chlorophyll pigments, they are found in leaf. Leaf is very thin, and the leaf, so that is the green part, because in the old stem you can see the stem, so that is brown in color. So that is not having chlorophyll pigments. If the plant is small, then the stem, so that is green, that is also having the chlorophyll pigment. But mainly the chlorophyll pigment, they are found in leaf. And in the leaf, there is mesophyll layer. Mesophyll layer is having maximum number of chlorophyll pigments. So these chlorophyll pigments, they are absorbing solar energy. And in the presence of the energy which is there in the sunlight, carbon dioxide is combining with water to produce glucose. So the equation, so that is 6 carbon dioxide, 12 water, C6H2O6, that is glucose, and 6H2O is released, and the oxygen is liberated as a byproduct. So photosynthesis, that is a very important process, because it is not only providing food to all the heterotrophic organisms, but also it is liberating oxygen, which is responsible to maintain oxygen cycle in nature. Now we will discuss structure of chloroplast. I think I have already explained you in the chapter cell. So once again I am repeating the same thing. Chloroplast, that is the organelle which is having chlorophyll pigments, and it is mainly present in the green parts of the plants. So chloroplast, it is a disc shaped oval or the spherical structure which is surrounded by double membrane. There are two membranes are present. And inside the double membrane, you can find out the fluid part, just as the cell is having cytoplasm, which is the fluid portion. So here also inside the membrane, the fluid portion, that is called stroma. In stroma, there is DNA is present, RNA is also present, and the ribosome is present. So the chloroplast, that is called autonomous unit, because it is having its own DNA, which is helping to replicate. So it is a self-independent organelle. Otherwise, you know that nucleus, that is called the controlling center of the cell, which is controlling the rest of the cell organelle. But because the chloroplast and the mitochondria also, they are having their own DNA, so they are independent. They are not under the control of the nucleus. Then in the stroma, there are some coil-like structure. And one single coil is called thylakoid. So many number of 20 to 30 thylakoid, they are piled one above the other. For example, आप 10 coil लीजिए, coil को एक के ऊपर एक रखिए, वो जैसे दिखेगा, ये ग्राना जो है, ग्राना भी उस तरह से दिख रहा है, ठीक है? हर एक सिंगल यूनिट को हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? थाइलाकोइड. और ये थाइलाकोइड जो है, इसमें आपका क्लोरोफिल पिगमेंट्स है, क्योंकि क्लोरोफिल पिगमेंट ही सोलर एनर्जी को अब्सॉर्ब कर रहा है. Okay, so altogether, when there are many thylakoid, they are piled one above the other, then we call it as grana. And also there is some tube-like structure which are connecting grana, so these are called lamella. Okay, so these are all the different structure of chloroplast. And inside the chloroplast, as I told you, the chloroplast, that is helping in the preparation of the food, and because the chlorophyll pigment that is present inside the chloroplast, so there are two processes. One is called light reaction, another is called dark reaction. So in the light reaction, what is happening? The chlorophyll pigments, they are absorbing solar energy, and they are converting the solar energy into the chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH. Okay, so all this is happening here in the grana. Then the energy which is produced, so that is utilized in stroma. In the stroma, the carbon dioxide and the water, they are joining together by using the energy which is produced in the light reaction. So that is called dark reaction. Actually, in the dark reaction, there is formation of the glucose molecule, and it is not taking place in dark. But because there is no role of the light, so the name is given the dark reaction. It is occurring during the daytime, because when there is no sunlight at night, There is no photosynthesis. But why the name is given dark? Because there is no role of light. So all the chlorophyll molecules which are there in the grana, they are acting as trapping center. They are trapping the solar energy. They have the ability to trap the solar energy. And by using the energy, they are changing the energy into ATP. So that is the difference between the dark and the light reaction. And both these reactions, they are necessary for formation of glucose. Alright. Now we will discuss about different type of pigments. So all of you know the green parts are having chlorophyll pigments, and chlorophyll, which is a green pigment, there are different types of chlorophyll pigments, A, B, C, D, E. And out of all these 5 different types of the chlorophyll A, so that is the main pigment or the primary pigment. And carotenoids, so that is the orange and the yellow, green and the red, these pigment. You have seen flowers are having different color pigments. Even in the variegated tree, for many potted plants, they are also having the other color pigments are there. So that is called the carotenoid. And the xanthophyll, so that is the yellow pigment. You have seen that when leaves they fall during autumn, then the leaves turn yellow. Why? Because there is breakdown of the chlorophyll pigments, and the yellow color is produced by the pigment which is called xanthophyll. So what are pigments? Pigments are substances having ability to absorb light at specific wavelength. Because photosynthesis, so that is taking place in visible spectrum. So at different specific wavelength, different pigments, they are absorbing solar energy. Okay. So the visible spectrum, which are the colors violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So these are all the light, color of the light in which the photosynthesis process can be operated. And the maximum absorption by the chlorophyll, so that is taken in the blue and the red area. So the light which is having the blue color and the red color, so that can produce maximum amount of the food. In that specific wavelength, maximum amount of the food can be reduced. And the chlorophyll A, so that is the primary pigment. And all the other pigment as the carotenoid and the xanthophyll or the chlorophyll A, B, they are the main, C, D, E. Now these are called accessory pigments. So they are absorbing solar energy at different wavelength, then they are transferring the solar energy to the primary pigment which is chlorophyll A. So main trapping center, so that is the chlorophyll A. And these are all the accessory pigments which are helping the chlorophyll A to get the solar energy, so that ATP can be produced, and by using the energy which is stored in the ATP, glucose can